Liberation starts with the self. We are in time of, you can say, it seems like chaos, but it's also times of liberation. The next 2 years are times of basically of new visioning that needs to find grounding. The practice of yoga within the Sutra of Patanjali talks about that yoga is a journey of the self, through the self to the self. And what does it mean? Being whole, being holy is being totally in harmony with self and our perception of truth. The term moksha means liberation. And we need to ask ourselves, what is the kind of liberation we want to have at this point in time? The first thing is like asking, what is the liberation that we would like to have within ourselves? We had a couple of months of self-inquiry, self-understanding, self-realization that is not coming very often. So when we looked at the term moksha or liberation, we need to understand what kind of liberation we want to fulfill in this lifetime for ourselves and for others. Because what we want to liberate for self is also allowing the liberations of others. And the thing is, we are in times of elections, which is an opportunity for liberation. The act of voting is the act of putting to practice that self-realization and making a voice, creating a voice for it. So voting is an opportunity to express that which is our own self-liberation. I'm so excited about that opportunity. But I want to talk a little bit more about the aspect of moksha or liberation. Times of moksha or spiritual creative liberation, in these kind of times, we may find ourselves torn between past commitments and ideals about ourselves and the desire to pursue unknown side of our own character, our own side of basically part of our truth that was not expressed or recognized till now. So that needs some footing, some grounding, I would say. So on a spiritual level, I would say that we are torn between past understanding of ourselves, past commitments, past obligation to a certain identity that is no longer actually serving us. And that's where we need to be engaged in terms of our consciousness or understanding of ourselves with a whole other apparatus, which called the intuitive mind or the meditative mind, the mind that actually surpassed past attachment and understandings and create basically a new realization that is not attached to our past experience or are not trying to project a certain outcome, which is based on the past as well. And that's where solar yoga or yogic practice comes into play, because the act of clearing our attachments, clearing our attachment to identity, creating a space for something else to be present. And that something else can be found within a yogic practice that I would say need to be practiced on a daily basis. Any form of meditation that creates space that is not attached to the past, is not attached to past realizations, is an act of clearing on a daily basis, because we are jamming our space, inner space, on a daily basis. So that space needs to be cleared. Every day, we need to clear our inner space to have a space for the intuitive mind to tap in and to tell us, here, this is what needs to be explored, pursue, and here is the opportunity for moksha or liberation. On the screen, you can see the coming dates of solar yoga, which is infused by Nam, or the word. It's a combination of breath medicine, mantra, yoga, and special movement that clears our physical nadis or meridians. I hope you can join me for the practice of moksha or liberation. Hari Om.